Hey, everybody. So like I said, I had a couple of technical difficulties here. I'm just making sure I'm like 100% and then we'll get started. I wanted to hop on here and, get my big head out here so that you guys knew like the stream was happening. And plus, I know some people don't get the notifications until we actually go live. So I wanted to make sure those got out there. All right. So let me add a couple of things here. And a couple of touch-ups real quick, and we'll get started. All right. I think I am ready. Let's do this. I don't have anything to drink. I'm trying to get on here. Y'all got tea, and I don't. I'm very sad about this. I definitely need to get some water. At some point, I might have to get up and stop and get some water. And if I have to do that, cool. Hey, all right, let's do this. I'm going to trim this part of the stream off probably for the VOD. So I'm going to do a little intro here. So, all right. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the brand new channel. I say the brand new channel because most of you that are watching this live are probably coming here from my previous channel. That's how you made it over here. I appreciate you being here. I see Jewel, I see Lost, MB, Cast, familiar faces here. Definitely appreciate that. I would love some Tim Hortons. I haven't been there in years, but my wife is from New York, so I've been there before. They got some. I think they're they're like hash browns or something. Were like pretty ballin'. Back when I went there before, they got seasonings and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining stuff. Anyway, like it's pretty good. So, yeah. So most of you guys are coming here from the old channel that I had, and so I appreciate you tuning in here. And if you're new and checking out this video later on, after the channel's been out for a while, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking a look at the video. So. This video is really just a stream to kind of talk about the channel and what the channel is going to be, what it's all about. We're going to get into why I made the channel. We're going to get into the content, and we're also going to get into some of the other stuff, the other community stuff, and some funding and things like that. So I know I said the word funding, and it's like, oh, but like, just trust me. So, hey, Desert Traveler, how's it going? Okay. So I have a fancy little layout here that we're going to jump into. And here it is. Boom. Okay, so you can see above me here, kind of the order we're going to talk about things in. We got the intro, we're going to talk about content, then we're going to talk about funding. Over there. Yeah, it's weird. I've got a link to the Ko-fi, which we're going to be talking about later on in the stream as part of like the funding stuff. Really, I just kind of like needed something over there to fill the space, so that's why it's there. But all right, so this new channel is called iamtheschy, and I wanted to explain the name first. So many of you guys know me as Setsuko. That's what I go by in game. IRL, my name is Skylar, and it's spelled weird, like it is in the channel banner. So Sky is, like the sky up there, but it's also me. So I am the Sky is the channel name I decided to go with here, because one, it's not taken anywhere. So I got to get all the names, Twitch, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. I was able to get that no problem, the YouTube channel and everything. So that's where the name comes from. And really, I wanted to go for something that was a little bit more generic, because I wanted to focus on a wide range of topics and not necessarily just pen myself into like Setsuko Gaming or Sky Plays Games or that kind of stuff. So I Am the Sky is really just, like I said, it's a name that I thought was kind of fun. It goes with my own name, Skylar, and also is pretty generic. So what this channel is, your real name is, what? I'm out. Oh, that's funny. Yes, it's Skylar. Fine. Blame my parents, okay? Blame them. So what this channel is it's a nerd community. And we're going to be doing a lot of live streams. You can see that in the little tag there. And let's see. As we get into this, if you see the little question mark up here in the corner, that means this is a part that I'm going to stop on and take questions and address comments and stuff like that in the chat. So as we're going through this, if you have questions and stuff, feel free to put those in the chat and I'll address those on these slides. Basically, you're going to see one of these kind of at the end of one of the big talking points that I have here for the channel. So the last thing that I want to say before we get into this is I mentioned in the last video on my previous channel that I would rather have, 50 subscribers who are engaged with the content, who are into what I'm doing with the channel and who participate than thousands of dead subscribers that don't do anything on the channel, don't pay attention, don't interact at all. And you guys, you have blown me away, okay? The channel already has more than 50 subscribers. The new channel has more than 50 subscribers. So goal met, live stream over. I'm retiring from YouTube now. I'm just kidding. But it was pretty awesome to see that before this stream started, you guys have come out in force and just beat out that number that I mentioned. So that is super awesome. And I wanted to let you guys know that as well, because I don't know if you could see the subscriber counts. I've got some analytics and stuff turned off, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, there's over 50 of you. So be excited. I know we just started, but we already have a community going, and that's awesome. All right, so let's talk about the channel. So I emphasize conversation and community here because this channel, I want to build it based on the relationships that we form, not necessarily specific games or topics, right? So I really want this to be a community channel. And I was telling a friend about this, and the friend kind of mentioned, he said, it kind of sounds like you're making like a guild or a gaming group, but instead of basing it around a single guild or like a single game, you're, just basing it around like nerd stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's a pretty good, that's fairly accurate. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here is use the YouTube channel, use the skills that I've acquired through streaming and stuff like that to create essentially, you could call it a gaming group, but I want to expand it a little bit out from there and just call it a nerd group, call it a group of people who are here. And the way that I kind of set it in my head was, like we're a group of people that want to introduce each other to awesome new things. We want to talk about the topics and things that we're passionate about, and just generally hang out and have fun. I know a lot of you are definitely over 30. Sorry, I'm in that group too. And you know how it is getting out there trying to make new friends and fit new people into your schedule and the time and everything. And it's a lot easier to just sit at home in a computer chair in your underwear and play games with people over Discord or something and make friends that way. And that's kind of, I'm not saying this is the make friends in your underwear over Discord community, but realistically, that's probably going to be the case for some of the people here. So that's really what I want to focus on is that community aspect, doing things together and sharing all kinds of cool stuff with each other as well. So I want visiting my channel to feel like going to a friend's house to hang out. And I said this on my previous channel as well, but I don't think I was able to achieve it for reasons I'm not going to get into because this is about this channel, not that channel. But this is genuinely what I want it to be like, right? You go, hey, you want to meet up on Saturday and do something? And it's like, okay. And then you get over to your friend's house and you might play a video game. You might watch a movie. You might watch some TV. You might sit on the porch and drink some tea and talk about life. You might, cook up something on the grill. You might go out and, visit a store or whatever, right? There's any number of possibilities of things that you could do, but because you're going to hang out with your friend, you know that, hey, they're my friend. We've got some common interests. There's a selection of things we kind of default to when we hang out maybe, but, we can always change it up. And that's really what I want it to be here is like, you kind of know what you're getting here in a general sense, but overall, we're just here to hang out. We're here to have fun, and we're here to make those friends. So getting into a couple of channel tenets here, things that I wanted to emphasize at the start of this channel. First off, no ads. Okay, no ads on YouTube, no ads anywhere. I don't want anything to do with the typical YouTube monetization and system, none of that stuff. So the channel is going to be supported via Ko-fi, which we'll talk about later, and there's going to be no ads on YouTube ever. I don't care if I'm getting like millions of subscribers or millions of views or whatever on the channel at some point. I don't intend to do ads at all, because honestly, the way I'm building this channel, if my channel is being funded through ads, then I've failed, essentially. And we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Also, no analytics. So subs, likes, views, etc. are not going to be an important part of the channel metrics. And I know I just mentioned how many subscribers we have, and it's fine to like know these things, especially the subscriber number. But the difference is it's not going to be an important part of content creation, and it's not going to be something that I use to base, whether or not I should make a certain type of content about, right? So if I put out a video or do a live stream, I don't care how many views it got, because I'm not creating that for the views. I'm creating it because we as a community, came up with the idea, or it was something that I wanted to try, I wanted to do, and I'm not going to worry about whether it got views, whether it got likes, or anything like that. And I'm also not going to push again for subscribers, because honestly, like, this channel should be able to sustain itself off of a low number of subscribers, more than likely. Obviously, more is better, but that's just not an analytic that I'm interested in. The analytic that I am, the kind of judge that I am interested in as far as the channel goes, is engagement. Like, how much are people talking? How much are people commenting? How much are people over on Ko-fi, engaging in all the additional community stuff that's going to be over there? Are people talking? Are we generating ideas? Are we having fun? Are we playing together in Discord? That's going to be the metric that I really look at. And then finally, no limits. I kind of mentioned this earlier. It's like going over to hang out at your friend's house. The focus of the channel is going to be on nerd stuff. But outside of that, pretty much anything is on the table. So if you can get nerdy about it, then we're in. So, and then this is the last thing here. Like, you guys can see up in the corner, we got the question mark up there. So I'll catch up on chat and answer questions and stuff after this slide, just to kind of get you in the groove for that. But throughout the process of coming up with the idea for this channel, I asked myself this question. This was the most important question that I asked myself. I said, anytime I thought about an idea or I thought about something, I said, how does this help build the community? And if I couldn't find a good answer to that, I scrapped the idea and I tried to rework it and I tried to figure it out. So one example of that is, obviously we're here on YouTube, we're doing live streams. So I was like, oh yeah, I can still do live streams, and I'll just, stream whatever games I feel like. I won't be locked into a particular game. And then I asked myself this question, well, how does that help build the community? And I was like, I don't really know that it does. There are people out there, Twitch streamers and stuff, that can build a community around the strength of their own personalities. And, they just get out there and they go, I'm going to live stream games and I hope people like me. And that's fine. That's fine. That's a totally organic way to build a community. But I don't want to build a community that way. I wanted to start out going, the whole purpose of this is to have the community, not just for people to like me. And so when I was looking at games and streaming them and stuff like that, I was asking myself this question, and it did influence my decisions as to what that's going to look like. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. And hopefully you guys will be able to see throughout this whole process how at each turn, the choices, the decisions that I've made for the channel answered this question with a way that it does help build the community. So I saw some fun comments here. I've got the chat right in front of me, so I am keeping up with you guys. I see people talking about, just keep the camera waist up, have PJs on at least. Wait, we need to wear underwear. I mean, if you're not on video and you're not creeping, how am I going to know, right? But I would hope during your regular, do you go to your friend's house in no underwear? Maybe a particular friend, but you get what I'm saying, right? I don't want to okay that. I feel like that'd be a bad start to the channel, to just okay people hanging out totally naked. So I'm not going to do that. Hey, Kelly, first time I've seen you in the chat. Awesome. I say first time, it's the first stream here, but you know what I mean. Guess I'll have to chat a bit now. Also, PJs. Guys, I got my cool hoodie on, right? But then I've got gym shorts on. So we're all just chilling and being comfortable. Looking for the thumbs up out of habit. You can still like videos. So when you see the video, there's gonna be the like. It's actually there on the stream now. It just won't show the number of likes and dislikes. And that's not so that I can hide them. It's because I don't want to see them. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want that to drive the decision for the types of content that we do. Because if you guys, the only way you're communicating to me is through likes and dislikes, we're doing something wrong, right? So the content that comes to the channel should be coming here because the people that are actively involved in the community are the ones that are, talking about it and want to see it. So Aggie says, I wish I could invite Lost and Cass for a roast. Just remind me to talk to you about that later. Maybe king of at least a few nerds. Does that mean Sky's now the king of nerds? I don't know about that. All right, so let's keep on going. So we're going to get into the next little section here, and we're going to talk about content. So what can you actually see on the channel? What's the plan? What are we doing here? You see, I got some awesome stock photos throughout here. Don't hate, okay? I think overall, I made it look pretty good. So hopefully it does look good, and you guys are enjoying the layout here. But yeah, content is king. So what are you going to see here on the channel? So I kind of mentioned it, but multiple topics. I wanted to give you an idea of kind of what I'm seeing, the breakdown on how much you can expect to see different topics on the channel. So at the end of the day, it's still going to be mostly video games. So I'm guesstimating about 70%, maybe 80% of the content that you see on the YouTube channel is going to be gaming related. So live streams are probably going to be games most of the time. I'm still going to be doing, guides and videos and stuff here, and most of them are going to be about video games. However, and this is, again, I want to emphasize this throughout the whole thing. All this is subject to change and based on the feedback from the community and what you guys actually want to see. So for whatever reason, I do a book review and you guys are like, whoa, that's it. That's the content. We can, change the number on book reviews, right? If that's a thing that happens. So it's all up in the air, but just this is kind of what I'm estimating. So 20% is probably going to be books, movies, TV, anime, other sources of or forms of entertainment. And then 10% is probably just going to be some random stuff out there, just some out of left field stuff to try out and see if people like it. In that miscellaneous is something else that hopefully you guys will remind me to talk about because I don't have a slide on it, but I have a fun idea that I want to possibly do that would fall in the miscellaneous category here. So live streams on a regular schedule. This is something that I mentioned before, but I think that, again, how does this help build a community, right? Me live streaming randomly doesn't help build a community because you never know when to tune in. You never know when to be a part. You can't plan your schedule. You can't plan to be there. You can't plan to participate if you don't know when streams are happening. So the biggest thing here with the channel is that there's going to be a regular schedule of live streams 3 times a week, Sunday, Thursday, and Saturday, with the minimum stream time being about 2 hours. But the Sunday stream is usually going to be a little bit longer. And there's going to be 2 different schedules because I work 2 different shifts at work. And depending on what shift I'm on, I have to change the time for the stream. So at work, I either work 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. or I work 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So it's a pretty drastic shift, but I'm usually on one of those schedules for 6 to 8 weeks, and then I switch and I'm on another schedule for 6 to 8 weeks. So you can anticipate that every, month and a half to 2 months, the schedule will switch swap. What am I trying to say? It'll change around. And we're going to have a morning and a late night schedule. Now, the thing with this schedule is I always have Sundays off. So Sunday is going to be the consistent stream that you could show up to the same time every week, no matter what. And the Thursday and Saturday stream will change based on what work schedule I'm on. So the first schedule is going to be the morning schedule. And this is what I have planned currently. But on the morning schedule, which is the one we're going to be on right now, Sunday streams are going to start at 6 p.m. and they're just going to go until whenever. Thursday streams are going to be at 7:30 in the morning to 10 in the morning. This is all Central Time. Now, I know that's, pretty early on a Thursday. A lot of people aren't going to catch that, but I kind of see it as like, well, people on the other side of the world might catch some of this stuff. And some of these times might end up being convenient for them. So, and then Saturday is also going to be 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. So think Saturday morning cartoons, and it could be Saturday morning I Am the Sky instead. And then on the late night schedule, we're going to keep the Sundays at 6 p.m. And then Thursdays and Saturdays are going to be 3:30 in the morning until 6 a.m. So I know for people here in the U.S., most likely you're going to be tuning into the Sunday stream, missing the Thursday stream, and maybe catching a Saturday stream if you stay up late Friday or if you get up early on a Saturday. But like I said, the consistent Sunday is there that I know you guys can all tune into. And then I know there are a lot of viewers who are here from the other side of the world, from the U.S. And like I said, some of these times will probably work out to be a little bit more convenient for them. So I'm kind of hoping that it's sort of well-rounded overall, and that everybody can kind of find a time to tune in when it makes sense for them. And then right here, I mentioned on my last video, I was talking about Altair. It's an upcoming streaming platform that focuses on positivity and content creator mental health. They do things like, you have to opt in to analytics. They don't even show them to you in the first place. So it really is kind of in line with some of those tenets I talked about no ads and no analytics and everything else. It's supposed to launch for visionaries in November. Visionaries are people that have supported the platform monetarily in order to get it up and going. I am a visionary. You just had to throw $10 in, and that was the minimum. That's what I did because I believe in the platform and what they're trying to accomplish. And so sometime in November, I should get an invite to go over and check out Altair as a streaming platform. And if I like it, if it's good, if the community enjoys it, then we'll probably start using that as the primary place to do live streams. Now, Altair is currently setting up a business model where they don't run ads at all. Also, you don't have to pay anything to watch content creators on the platform. You can do a optional membership, which I don't know what that includes or anything like that, but it's totally optional. And then also you will be able to sub to content creators, and for every $5, they get 3, the platform gets 2. So that's kind of the model that's being worked on for Altair. But we'll have to see. That's not until November. I didn't want to wait until November to get this all started. And at the end of the day, it is kind of a gamble trying to figure out whether or not this platform is going to be worth it. So I figured go with what we know and just take those steps forward now that we need to. And if we really like this platform when it does come out, we'll switch. No big deal. Best stock photo ever. Law says no regular work schedule, still can't plan. Hey, but you will at least know when you're able to, tune in. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so getting into content, again, I wanted to, focus everything on how does what I'm doing help build a community? And so I came up with this, not crazy unique idea or anything, but just the idea of using particular game tags to describe the games that were going to be showcased on the channel so that you could get a good idea about the ease of access to those games, your participation options, and what the viewing experience would be like, so that if you had a preference for, any of that type of stuff, then you could easily identify that, hey, this game fits into what I like, or maybe I should skip out on this one. And the first thing I want to talk about here is the ease of access. So as I was thinking about what to stream and what I was doing with the channel, I asked that question, how does this help build the community? And thinking about games and streaming, if you look at someone who has millions of subscribers on Twitch, think about the amount of free games and promotions and everything that person gets. It's a lot of stuff, right? They have access to more stuff related to video games for free than I have. And I'm just a small content creator on YouTube, and I have more access to free stuff than you do. And so it creates this issue where, sure, on an individual level, I've got access to all this stuff that I can show off for you guys. But at the end of the day, if you want to engage in that content, then, let's say I streamed 8 different games this month. If you wanted to get involved and talk about those games and everything on an actual like individual level and not just, be a part of the streaming commenting community, you'd be buying 8 games a month. And that's pretty damn unreasonable. That's unreasonable for me. That's one of the reasons that I was looking at sub numbers and everything else on my old channels, is because I needed to be able to get those games for free, because I couldn't afford to pay for 4 or 5 games a month just to showcase them on a channel. Like that's ridiculous. So if I think about the gap between myself and someone who's got millions of subscribers on Twitch or YouTube and just gets games thrown out of for promotional purposes, I think about it and I go, well, I could never try all that stuff. And so I was looking at it and I was like, okay, well, I look at it that way, but someone who's just a viewer on the channel, doesn't have their own channel, isn't doing their own thing, they probably look at me in a similar way and go, well, yeah, I can't afford to try all those games. Like, it's great that you're showing them, but I can't afford that. So I started thinking about, when it comes to building a community, I got something in my eye, sorry. When it comes to building a community, like what's one of the main barriers that keeps people from getting engaged? And I thought that ease of access to games was one of those things. Because if right now I said, hey guys, I'm really into Hearthstone, I'm going to, stream the game and showcase some stuff here. Like, if you wanted to try it out, Hearthstone's a free-to-play game, so you could just go download it and try it out. Like, accessing that game is super easy. The barrier to entry to trying the game, to getting to the point where you can put a couple hours in and be able to talk about it, is very low. And so what I wanted to do on the channel is emphasize more of those games where the access to those games is low. The barrier is low. It's easy to get in and try those games. And that doesn't mean entirely free to play. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But that was one of the things that I identified as something that would help get the community going and allow people to engage, is to make it so that, we're not covering 16 different AAA $60 games every month where you're having to make decisions about, oh, this one, that one. But if we can keep that barrier to entry low, you can try out more stuff. You can be more engaged. And then the participation options and viewing experience, I don't think they need a precursor, so we'll just roll right into them. So ease of access. The majority of the games that I try to showcase here on the channel are going to fall into one of these 3 categories, okay? So free to play. So we got games that are free to play: Path of Exile, Genshin Impact. What else do we have out there that's free to play? Any of the card games. There's a ton of stuff out there. Dauntless, Warframe. There's tons of free to play games that have lots of engaging content that you can get involved in. So free to play games are going to be featured. I won't say heavily on the channel, but I'll definitely try to opt for free to play versus AAA if given the choice between 2 similar games. I'm also going to be doing a lot of stuff that's included on the Xbox PC Games Pass. The Games Pass is $10 a month, and right now it includes over 200 games. And there are brand new games that come onto the Xbox Game Pass every month. So, for example, in November, the brand new Age of Empires 4 is going to be on the Games Pass, totally free if you have the Games Pass. In October, Back 4 Blood is going to be on the Games Pass. Brand new AAA game, going to be on the Games Pass, 100%. Like, I say free, but it's included in the $10. So, again, that's an ease and access thing. Like, if you can pay $10 a month for the Games Pass, then there's over 200 games that we could tap into and that we could showcase here on the channel that you can then go and play without having to, spend 30, 40, 50 bucks in order to do so. And then also the Humble Bundle. So every month, Humble Bundle has a choice bundle. It's $15. You get to pick 9 out of 12 games. And so this is also a consideration because, again, this is one of those areas where you can spend $15 and we've got access to 9 different games that we can try. Now, the Humble Bundle is kind of like hit or miss sometimes whether the games are going to be good or not. And they generally don't, put forth what games are there every month until like literally that month. So it's going to be kind of a crapshoot every month figuring out whether or not we're going to do anything with Humble Bundle. But the nice thing about that is you can subscribe and cancel your subscription and like bounce in and out of that as much as you want. So here with this stuff, ease of access to me, huge important factor. Again, because in any of these categories, we're talking about you can spend, if you want to get the Games Pass and the Humble Bundle, that's $25. And we've got access to all the Humble Bundle games, all the Games Pass games, all the free-to-play games, and we can all check all those out, for less than the cost of a AAA game every month. But there's also 2 other categories because it can't be excluded. There's the budget category. So this is mainly for checking out really cool indie games that aren't included on Humble Bundle or the Games Pass or they're free to play, etc. But these are going to be games that cost $30 or less. So if you see a game and it says budget, that means, hey, you're going to have to buy it if you want to play it, but it is fairly cheap. And then there's premium games because there's always going to be some premium games, right? That we as a community want to check out, even if, not everybody's buying it, you guys still want to watch it, or some of you are going to buy into it. So that's there. So the idea with these is that when I put a game forward, it's going to have one of these tags for ease of access that lets you know what you need in order to be able to try it out yourself. Moving into participation options. So there's not always going to be one of these, but I want to make sure that you guys know which games fall into one of these categories so that if you want to participate, you can. So there's the play together category, which means these are games that you can play with me on stream and off stream. There's the party games category, which is the same thing as play together, except usually like 6, 7, 8 plus people can play. Stuff like Fall Guys or what's that really popular one where the people run around everywhere? You know what I'm talking about. Like you play all the mini games. Is that Fall Guys? Yeah, Fall Guys. So games like that, or, if we had access to it, like Mario Party or something, which on PC we don't, but that's fine. And then there's PRP, which is personal role play, is kind of what I'm calling it. If you got a better idea, that's fine. But the idea behind this is that you don't actively participate in these games by playing, but let's say that I'm playing an RPG and there are like 6 characters in the party and you can customize the names and build out their skills and all that kind of stuff. Then you could have the opportunity to have your name added as one of the characters and possibly even, make some choices for that character as far as their build and stuff goes so that you're not, actively playing the game with me, but you are actively making some choices about what happens with one of the characters, like in the party or something, as we go on. Or it may be, a roguelike choose your own adventure or something, and you get to make the choices. So these are the different sort of participation options that I see being available. And I just want to point those out to you guys and let you know, like, when you have those opportunities so that if hey, this play together game is coming up next week, you can go ahead and download it and know right off the bat that, hey, you can play together on this. And then viewing experience. This is the last thing that I wanted to highlight for you guys because I've noticed that different types of viewing experiences make different types of streams. So I've got 3 categories here, which I think break them down most of the way. So we've got the cinematic games that are heavy on dialogue, cutscenes, story. So there's a lot more sitting there, watching the game, watching the cutscenes play out, reading the dialogue. There's a lot less opportunity to chat back and forth and talk about random stuff. But if you like this kind of stuff, if you want to follow along with the story, if you're cool with, just seeing my reactions to cutscenes and that kind of stuff, then, this is going to be an experience that you'll want to tune into. If you've watched some of the Final Fantasy XIV streams I've done on my previous channel, I would put that in this category because there are an awful lot of cutscenes and dialogue, but it's good stuff and it's fun. Then we got the strategic games. These take a lot of thought and planning to play. So there is a lot of, what do I do here? Okay, should we do this? Should we do that? And maybe you're not sitting there constantly just talking about whatever, but it is a great chance to be able to hit the chat and be like, oh, try this or try that, or hey, you should do this, and kind of help influence the decisions in the game. So that'd be something, maybe like card games or, Age of Empires 4, like I mentioned earlier, or turn-based games, roguelike games, that kind of stuff. And then finally, there's the adventure category. So this is games that focus on exploration and discovery, collecting and action. You're talking about like your Assassin's Creeds, your Genshin Impacts. If you're playing through World of Warcraft and you're just leveling and, not focused on the story, or other MMOs. And these are going to be great for chatting and direct interaction because, if you're just out there collecting things and grinding mobs, it's easy to look over and talk to chat and be engaged in that. So basically what you're going to see for every game is you're going to see a tag for ease of access. You're going to see a tag for participation options, if there are any. And then you're also going to see a tag for what type of viewing experience I expect it will be. So I'm dumping like a ton of info on you guys. I hope you're enjoying it. Not seeing too many questions, so hopefully I'm doing a good job explaining everything. You guys keep talking about roast, and there's literally a roast in my oven, and I can smell it. So, okay. Viewing experience tags. So we're going to talk about the game queue. All right, the game queue is just, check out that stock photo. It's beautiful. I have the game queue up so that you guys can know what's coming in advance so that you can get involved. Basically, anytime a game gets added or removed from the game queue, you can know, okay, the channel is going to be checking this out. If I think it looks cool, I can go ahead and get it downloaded. I can put it on my radar. I can check it out. And if the game goes away, then you can know, okay, well, we're not doing this one anymore. So again, it's hard to build a community if you don't communicate and if you're not letting people know what's going on. So here's the game queue. I have a couple of things in here just to get us started and let you kind of know what you can expect out the gate here. So we're going to talk about some games that are going to be regulars in the game queue, and then we're going to talk about some that are coming up in the future. So the first game is Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see, we got the tags here. So premium, because it does cost money to get into the game, more than $30. Play together, because you can play this game together with me, and you can also play it, on stream or off stream with me. I am carrying over the guild for Final Fantasy XIV that I made on the previous channel. That's still a thing. It's still going to be active. It's still going to be happening. I think we all kind of went really hard on Final Fantasy XIV on that channel and maybe took a break. But Endwalker is coming in November, and we got to get ramped back up for it. So play together, and then cinematic, because I mentioned before that, again, this is a game where there is if I'm streaming it, there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of cutscenes, and etc. So that's the type of experience you can expect. So if you look, we've got Final Fantasy XIV in the black, and then if you look over in the white square, it says reg, because this is a regularly occurring game that's going to be on the channel. The next game is going to be Genshin Impact. So this is a free-to-play game. You can play together with me on stream or off stream. And it's got the adventure tag because it's more focused on just going out there, collecting things, killing enemies, leveling up. It's got some story and stuff and some dialogue, and sometimes it is pretty lengthy, but overall, the general gameplay loop for this is definitely more in the adventure category. So, again, if this is one you're interested in trying out and playing here as a community on the channel, then this is going to be one of the ones that's going to be regularly featured. And then the last regularly featured game is going to be Sea of Thieves. This game is available on Games Pass, so if you have Games Pass, you can play this. You don't have to buy the full game. It is play together because you can play on stream and off stream, and it's an adventure game as well. Literally, there's like hardly any story at all. It's all about just rolling around your boats and doing piratey things. I fucking love this game, and it's so fun to play with friends. And man, I am so excited about some of you potentially playing Sea of Thieves with me. Like, I can't even I know a lot of you are into Final Fantasy XIV already. I know some of you like Genshin Impact. Some of you probably don't. But I'm really excited about the prospect of playing Sea of Thieves. This is one Aggie, my wife, likes to play a lot as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And it's an incentive to keep the Games Pass. So at the end of the day, if you get the Games Pass and you're like, I'm not really into the Games Pass games this month, Sea of Thieves is still there. So good stuff. So then we're getting into some specific games for specific months. So the first one here is going to be Library of Ruina. This is a Games Pass game, and it's strategic. So that's the type of viewing experience you'll get from this is strategic. This is a September game, and honestly, I started playing it today in order to try to get a feel for it, and if I'm being 100% honest, it might be too dense for me to play, so we might be swapping this out for a different game I have in mind, but it's on here, and the artwork looks cool, and I'm not saying the game is bad, but I might have just been too tired, but I was like, holy shit, this is a lot. This is a lot. But it looks pretty cool, and if I can get over that initial hurdle, I think it'll be a fun one to play here on the channel. But I do have a different, much more laid-back game in mind, if that's not the case. And then coming up here in the middle of September, we have Lost in Random. I'm so excited about this game. It looks so awesome. This is a budget game. It's coming in at $30 if you want to purchase it for yourself. It's adventure focused, but also a little bit cinematic, closer to adventure focused here. And this, if you go look up a trailer for this, it looks like a Tim Burton game. It looks like or Todd McFarlane. I think it's Todd McFarlane's like Alice in Wonderland. The vibe of this game, the artwork and everything is so cool, and it's about a girl who is trying to find her sister in this world of just random stuff. There's dice and cards and everything, but it's not a dice and card game. It's a like action adventure game. It just looks so good. I'm 100% pumped about this one. This one we're doing for sure. And these September games and everything like that are funded by the final patrons from my previous channel. So shout out to Lost and Cass and everybody else who supported this month on that channel in order to carry that over to this channel and help us do some cool stuff like check out Lost in Random. Guys, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good. Like the reviews are starting to come in and people are already liking it. It just looks so good. Like check out a trailer after the stream. Like this is going to be fun. All right, catching up on chat here. The tag system is cool. Awesome. Well, hopefully now that you see it in use, you can kind of get an idea. Once again, just run through these again. You can check them out. And like my goal here is, instantly, what's it going to cost me to play? Can we play together? And if you're live streaming, what's it going to be like watching the live stream? And so hopefully we hit all those tags as we went through here, and you guys can have a pretty good idea. So if you really hate tuning into the cinematic stuff, you can skip out on anything with the cinematic tag. Or if you love tuning into the strategic stuff because you like helping me make decisions and seeing, how I go about things, then you can do that too. Woo! Hey, super excited for Sea of Thieves. Awesome. Yeah. So I know for a fact that Sea of Thieves, if you already own it, like on Steam or something, you can cross-play with people that are playing on the Games Pass as well. So if you already own the game through Steam, you don't need to get Games Pass in order to play it. So yeah, if you're already invested, cool. If you've already been playing it on the Games Pass, also cool. Sea of Thieves is going to be dope. Cass, let's see. Oh, Zoe's been playing Genshin on the iPad. She really needs a real computer. So I actually sometimes play Genshin on my phone at work. I have to sit somewhere and do temp checks for stuff. And while I'm waiting for people to come in and out, I'll play on my phone and do some of the little management stuff on there. So it's actually kind of crazy that it's a phone game. Kelly says, Cass, I was planning on trying Genshin on my iPad Air 4. Does she have a similarly powered iPad? Trying to figure out if I should give it a try. So I'm playing on a Google Pixel 4. So if you got the same kind of power level as that, you're probably going to be fine. It does take a while to load the game the first time, and it doesn't load as fast as PC on the phone. So just keep that in mind. If you play on PC, it's probably going to load faster and stuff. And then also, I mean, if you're playing mobile games already, you'll probably be pretty good with the control scheme. It's a little wonky for me. I get my butt kicked sometimes. Let's see. Shook, I don't think I've heard you say that about any game. Which game? About Sea of Thieves or this one? I don't know. You got to add them in there because I miss them. Because the chat, like the stream's a little bit behind what I'm actually doing. Yeah, it is a pretty big file. Yeah, it's a pretty big yeah. Genshin's a big file. All right, let's keep on going and talk about events. So we got some upcoming community activities that are going to be kicking off here. The first one is this month, and I don't know what this is. I just needed a stock photo for events, and whatever. We're not having a concert, I can tell you that much. So the first event here is coming in September. It's the fall 2021 anime season preview. I know Lost and Cass have been to these before. It is a good time. We've enjoyed it every time. It's been funny. It's been exciting. It's been awkward. It's been cringe. It's been all the things that you could ask for, depending on what's available that season. Because anime is like any other entertainment medium. There's the good, there's the bad, there's the weird. But I'm a huge anime nerd. I used to blog about anime like over 10 years ago. Used to run a multi-author anime blog back in the day as well. Pretty big nerd. I know my stuff. And so I like to do these season previews and also sometimes season reviews for people that are interested in anime and just want someone who could tell them what to skip and what to check out. So this is going to be coming up sometime towards the latter half of September, once I know we've got like all the good trailers and stuff available for us for what's coming up. The fall 2021 anime season runs October, November, December. So it'll be stuff that's coming up for that. So that's going to be our September event. Yes, I see the chat. They're like, anime stream. I know. There's good stuff, okay? There's good stuff out there. And then in October, we're going to do the Hollow stream again. I did this last year on my previous channel. I had a fun time. I really enjoyed it. I think, with this new community-focused channel, this is going to be really fun. Basically, the Hollow stream was just playing really spooky, creepy games. This time, I think we're going to have the community pick out some games that you guys can force me to play. And then also, if we're able to, we're going to, cap it all off by doing a watch party of some sort of, Halloween movie or something that's available through either Hulu or Amazon Prime or something like that. I found some different watch party tools, and I'm just going to try to figure out which one actually works before this. And we'll do that. We'll watch ourselves a video. It might not be, the video itself might not be on stream because copyright reasons and everything. But last year we watched Train to Busan, and that was pretty fun. That was cool. The whole experience of doing it as a stream was very weird, but it was still fun getting to watch with people. So the Hollow stream is going to be coming up in October. And then in November, we're going to do the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker expansion launch party. So this is going to be towards the end of November. The expansion comes out the 19th if you've pre-ordered, and the 23rd if you have not. We're going to do the launch party. We're going to, go hardcore playing the game. I've got time off from work scheduled sometime around then. I think we're going to do a couple of giveaways and stuff. We'll see when we get there, but this is going to be the big event for November. And there should be a question mark up in the corner here, but I missed that one. So, no, the dense one. Oh, the Library of Ruina. Yeah, it just came out at the end of August, I think. End of August, so it's fairly new. And I haven't really done a lot of streams where I've talked about games that I've been interested in, coming up. So it doesn't surprise me that I haven't mentioned it or anything like that. Yes, anime stream. Got it. I saw Akira way too soon as a young teen. Strangely still like anime. Like, give me Cowboy Bebop any day. See, that's what we're going to talk about, right? So, because there's a live action Netflix Cowboy Bebop coming up. And, we got to watch that and talk about it. And, I mean, it's going to be here either on the channel or on Ko-fi. We'll talk about that for sure. It feels like Christmas anime stream and Hollow stream. Dang straight. And Endwalker launch party. I've got some cool ideas for that. And we'll do some community stuff as well. So I'm happy to see you guys are excited about all those different events. I'm excited about them. Like I said, I really actually enjoyed the Hollow stream quite a lot last year. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the anime stuff, it's always fun. Speaking of that, we may end up doing that in the Discord again, which if you guys checked the description below, there's a link to the Ko-fi, which we're getting ready to talk about, but there's also a link to the channel Discord that you guys can hop in and join as well. It is not fleshed out at all. It's basically like one chat channel because I've been working on this presentation and setting up the Ko-fi and everything else. In Discord is just something I'm going to get to later on. So we basically talked about the content. There's one thing I wanted to mention. We'll get to it a little. I don't have a picture for it, and I think a picture is important. So we'll get to it a little bit later. But we're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk about funding. We've got a cute pig here, and I mentioned a couple things earlier. First, if I have to fund the channel through ad revenue, I'm doing something wrong. And then second, that there's going to be a lot of stuff community-wise that's done off of YouTube. That's kind of where the funding comes in here. Why do you need our money and what for? So I want to stop everything and say I don't. I don't need anyone's money. This is not a pitch to get you to pay me to do stuff because I'm trying to earn money. The short version is funding for the channel goes back into the channel and just expands the possibilities of what we can do. If we go back to the Final Fantasy Endwalker launch party, if the channel is getting funded, then we can do giveaways. If the channel is getting funded, then we can, purchase a boost, for a character guide or for a character in order to make a guide or something. Like funding for the channel goes back into the channel. I'm not trying to make money off of this, okay? I don't need to make the money off this. I haven't set my sights and aspirations on becoming a full-time streamer or a content creator. My income doesn't depend on this, so it's entirely just about funding the channel and also expanding the amount of things that we can do as a community. So that hopefully should set the tone for this and just let you know that also everything here is up for discussion. So if you don't like something or you think something could be changed or whatever, let me know. So before we get into this, Cass says probably should get to max level. You probably should get to max level because there's a ton of story content you got to get through at the end that I'm not even done with yet if you want to play Endwalker. You got that MSQ wall in front of you. So you better get to max level and then also get that story content knocked out. That's what I'm going to be doing on stream. All right, so Ko-fi is a website. It's similar to Patreon. It's probably the top 3 for funding content through means that aren't like Twitch and YouTube ad revenue. Ko-fi is what I've decided to use for this channel. It's better than Patreon for a number of reasons. First off, you choose what to give. You can do a one-off donation of, a couple bucks, or you can do a big donation. So you're not tied into a subscription if you don't want to do a subscription. However, you can subscribe to a membership. You can purchase commissions and more. Like there's so many options of the ways that you can choose to support the channel on Ko-fi compared to something like Patreon, that it's just way, way, way better. And you can still do everything. You can pay through PayPal and you can pay through credit card. So it's got all the options. But the key here is Ko-fi takes 0% of the money that you choose to use to support the channel. So if you are not aware, which you probably should be in this day and age, if you were to say subscribe to a YouTube membership or a Twitch membership, you're putting in $5. Google and Amazon take 2 of the $5 that you give to a creator, which is fucking crazy to me. Like, I understand they have a platform, but they run ads like crazy that they make a ton of money off of. And then I just hate the idea that if you're giving someone $5 because you appreciate what they do and you want to support them, Amazon or Twitch, these huge corporations are just like, yeah, we're just going to take 40% of that. Like, it's ridiculous. So I would encourage you, regardless of whether you have anything to do with the funding of this channel, if you are funding, some other content creator, like, try to do it through their Patreon and not through like Twitch or YouTube or something like that, because Patreon does take a cut of the money, but is way less than either of those. And Ko-fi takes none of it. So the standard goal for, what I'm trying to accomplish through Ko-fi is just to fund the game queue, basically to make sure that the Games Pass, the Humble Bundle subscription, and whatever games we're looking at checking out on the channel are funded. So I don't have to worry about that on a personal level. But I can if I need to, if the channel doesn't get funded. Like, I'm prepared for that. That's totally fine. But basically, the more funding there is, the more stuff we'll be able to do. And here's the big thing. September is free for everyone. So all the content that's going to be on Ko-fi is going to be coming this month. And it's free for everybody. You guys can go ahead and check out the link over there. I've already got a blog post up. I've got a bunch of stuff up there already that we're getting ready to talk about. So there is already content there, and the entire month of September, everything that's put up there is going to be published public for everybody, so you can check it out and see whether you like it and you want to get involved. I didn't want there to be any barriers to any of this stuff, and I wanted you to be able to get a taste of it and see if you like it or not. So there are going to be memberships available. So memberships are going to come with perks, and if you want to know, okay, well, why are there memberships? It's pretty easy, because it keeps random people from jumping in and spoiling our fun. So if anybody can just show up and post all over everything that they want, then I'm sure at some point we're going to get trolls, and we're going to get people that just want to harass people and everything else like that. Putting a small barrier to entry on that not only helps fund the channel, but it also makes it so that if people do want to troll or whatever, they at least have to pay to support the community to do that. So that's the simplest form. So membership perks. So this is what I have planned that's going to happen on Ko-fi. This is the other reason for using Ko-fi and not just YouTube on its own, is because there are more things that we can do as a community by using an alternate platform that's not just purely tied to video. So first off, there's going to be the daily meme. Cass and Lost can tell you I'm kind of a meme lord. And so every day I'm going to try to post a meme up on Ko-fi. The first one is already over there if you want to go check it out. I think it's pretty good. But you guys can get to join in on the laughter and experience my brand of humor, which, fair warning, can be kind of dark sometimes. But daily memes. So it's a cool idea. You guys will be able to submit memes that you want to see posted to the daily meme as well. And we can comment on them, talk about them, whatever. Private streams. So there's going to be access to members only live streams for niche and behind the scenes content. So here on the channel, the live streams are primarily going to be geared towards, hey, anybody could stumble upon this on YouTube and check it out. But there might be other stuff, like if you watched like the unboxing and assembly of this chair on my old channel, stuff like that is going to be through Ko-fi. Behind the scenes, kind of weird, off the wall sort of stuff is going to be for Ko-fi members. There's going to be a weekly podcast featuring a huge array of topics. And I mean, this is really where we get into the nerd stuff, because again, I'm not trying to formulate a whole video around it, but if we want to get up there and we just want to rant, talk about some song lyrics, or talk about this podcast we listen to, or Netflix, or anything that potentially could have copyright issues, can be done on the podcast. So this is going to cover everything, like I said, from entertainment to cooking to self-improvement. I've got some pretty fun ideas, I think, about the podcast as well. And this is just going to be no like set length of time for the podcast, but I'm kind of shooting for maybe about 15 minutes of a podcast every week. And the podcast is going to be something that you guys are going to very, very actively be able to contribute to, whether it's questions, topics. You can just be like, set. What do you think about, what's your favorite mac and cheese brand? And we could do a 15-minute podcast talking about mac and cheese or something. Like, really, like, the podcast is where it's like anything goes. Anything goes. We can have fun. And then also exclusive playlists. Every month I'm going to be posting a playlist via Spotify with music that I think is worth talking about or sharing. I'm big into music. I was in band in middle school. And then also I was in several bands throughout high school. And after high school, I was in a band that was signed. I play guitar. Lead singer for some of those bands, etc., etc. Very, very, very into music. Have a wide range of taste, and it's not just about me either. We're gonna have a community playlist that you guys are gonna be able to submit songs to, so that we can build it out and be like, hey, here's Cass's song, here's Kelly's song, here's Lost Soul's song, and build out that playlist and share those every month. So you'll get one from me, and you'll get one from the community. Get the weird stuff, obviously. I've had some very strange ideas and things that I've wanted to do for content creation that really shouldn't probably get posted up to YouTube, but I want to be able to release that stuff and hopefully be able to entertain or at least confuse you. For example, one thing I did for Patreons randomly, just off the cuff, I think last year, was McDonald's released their spicy chicken nuggets, and I went and got them, brought them home, and I made a first taste video, but the entire time I was talking in a country accent just like Colonel Sanders the entire time, talking about these chicken nuggets. And it was just something so random and weird and out there. And I just wanted to do it. And, stuff like that is going to end up on the Ko-fi as well. And then also, like I said, I've mentioned it several times, getting the chance to influence the channel is another thing that the Ko-fi members are going to be able to do, such as submitting songs for these members' Spotify playlist. There's also going to be a community like YouTube video playlist as well that we're going to be doing. And then depending on, where you're at on the membership, you can get first looks at new content, et cetera, et cetera. So last thing to talk about here is the actual memberships themselves. So the baseline donation value set on Ko-fi is $3. It's the cost of a coffee at Starbucks. It's the cost of, half of your 2 for $4 at Burger King, So it's not a ridiculous amount of money to pay on a monthly basis just to be there. And I wanted to make sure that at the base $3 level, you're in. You get all the content, basically. All the stuff we just talked about is in there at that $3 level. Super cheap, super easy. It's a barrier to entry so that we don't get those trolls and stuff like that. But it's, still low enough that hopefully it doesn't, impact many people. And really, all you're doing is, just giving the channel the $3 that you would give them on YouTube or Twitch without giving Amazon or Google any of your money. So there's a couple other tiers here. There's the star tier, which this is just for people who want priority when it comes to play together sessions, spots in PRP games, or want guaranteed responses to comments on both Ko-fi and YouTube. And again, this is just a way, like, if 15 people want to all play Sea of Thieves, like, I got to narrow it down somewhere, somehow. And so this is one way to do it. So that's why that's here. And then there's the Pathfinder tier, which is really just for people that honestly really do support the goal behind the channel, the mission behind the channel, the idea. This isn't necessarily really for perks, but it's just if you really believe in what I'm trying to do with the channel and you want to support the community, I wanted to put a tier here for you to be able to fund that and do those things. And as a bonus, like, you'll get, first looks at new content and ideas and the opportunity to really influence what comes next for the channel. But like I said here with these memberships, like, it's not about me making money. Honest, at the end of the day, like, unless the channel's making $200+, I'm not I'm not profiting off the funding from Ko-fi. It's going straight into memberships and covering games and covering giveaways or special events, that kind of stuff. So even hitting about $100, like it kind of covers all that. And then after that, it's coming out of my pocket to do things. So really, like I said, we'd have to be past like $200 in funding for me to make money. So this isn't set up that way. And then you'll see right here at the end, there is a founder membership. There's only 25 of these available. They don't come back. And I just did this as a way to basically, if you get the founder membership, you're considered Pathfinder level forever. And it's just a discount on doing that. So I know I have some people who have supported for $20 or so over on Patreon. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to slide over here for the same price. I didn't want to hike up the increase or anything like that. So this is one way to do it. And also to give people a badge in Discord and stuff that says like, hey, I was here from the beginning. I believe in, what the channel's doing. And I'm going to support. So let's see. Don't tell me that's story content. MSQ. Yeah, absolutely. You got a lot to do. You got a lot of stuff to take care of in Final Fantasy 14. Desert Traveler says dark and funny is good. Okay. The Batman meme is coming. The chair stream's hilarious. Oh, thanks. Me like struggling and sweating to put. Okay, so we have a different chair, a Serta chair that I put together for Steph, Eggy. Her name's out there now. Oh no, I think it was out there anyway. But I put together this chair for Eggy. It took me like 15 minutes. Definitely putting this thing together took like an hour? It was ridiculous. But I mean, it just goes to show you the difference in what's going on with the chairs. As long as everyone is wearing underwear, Bandcamp is fine. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you're excited about the playlist, Desert. Yeah, it's going to be all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I have a very wide range of musical interests. Everything from like Adele to rap to game soundtracks to death metal screaming stuff. Like it's everywhere. The Spicy Nugs review. Yeah, that was yeah. I was just going out on a limb there. Oh, you said you think the levels are messed up? Yeah, they're not messed up. It's just the founder's a discount. And like I said, there's only 25 slots for that, and they don't come back. So like if somebody gets a founder slot and then they leave, like it's just gone. But you'll keep the founder tag in Discord the whole time regardless. All right, so let's continue on because I got a little bit left here. And let's talk about seasons. So this is another way to fund fun stuff on the channel. This is an idea I came up with purely because I thought of some cool ideas, and I don't expect anything from anyone regardless. With these seasons, these are not memberships. They do not provide access to content. They just provide unique opportunities for you to basically showboat on the channel, in a sense. So every 6 months, there'll be a new season on iamtheschy, and these rewards will refresh, and we're just going to talk about them real quick. There's only 3, so it should go pretty fast here. The first one is reaction rewards. So every 6 months, there's going to be 12 reaction rewards available, and at any point, if you want to, you can purchase one of these, and you'll choose a video. I'll react to it on stream. There's some stipulations there, but ultimately, like, we can just talk about it in Discord and figure it out. Obviously, like, I can't react to something that's going to get the channel in trouble for copyright. And I also don't want to react to like a 30-minute video of the saxophone song with Gandalf. Right. So, there's just a little bit of like, hey, let's make sure the video actually works. But basically, I've got this set up so that twice a month, I could do one of these reaction rewards. And again, if you're not interested, cool. But the difference here is this is a guaranteed reaction on stream. So you'll get to see that, whatever it may be. You might find a funny, goofy video. You get the idea. The next one is the t-shirt reward. So there's going to be 6 of these available every season. $50. You get to collaborate with me. We'll pick out a t-shirt. And then every month during the season, I'll take one of the t-shirts and I will wear it at least once per month on stream. So much like this one, you'll see me sitting here with the t-shirt that you picked out. And when I'm wearing the shirt, I'm also going to... we're going to come up with a slogan to basically say like, hey, this is sponsored by so-and-so. And we can make it something funny. Like, you know, if we're using Lost, for example, we can say, you know, hey, this t-shirt's brought to you by Lost Soul, Dolphin Whisperer, and Chicken Nugget Eater Extraordinaire, or whatever. You know, we'll come up with some kind of fun slogan to say along those lines. But basically... this does a couple things. It provides some variety for what you see on the stream, lets you pick something I've got to wear, and then, you know, gets you a little shout out as well. And then the final one is Displate. So there's going to be 4 of these available per season. It's $100, but I'm going to have 4 Displates on this wall behind me in a grid. And essentially what you can do is you can pick out one of the Displates that's going to be up there. Periodically, I will shout out everybody who's got a Displate on there. You'll work with me. We'll pick one out. It could be cool. It could be funny. It could be whatever. So again, I want to emphasize that these season rewards are not intended to be something that you should feel compelled to get. They're just fun ideas for you if you want to, you know, get involved with that in any way. And on these... I basically have set the price on the reaction to cover my time invested. On the t-shirts, it'll cover the cost of any shirt shipping, a little bit of change. Same thing with the Displate. It covers the cost of the Displate, the shipping, and, you know, the time invested into picking it out and figuring it out. So again, none of this stuff is designed for me to make a big profit off of it or anything like that. I just thought it was, you know, these were some cool ideas and I wanted to see if people liked them or not. And again, you know, the reaction reward, that's sort of just a community thing. You get the idea. So if you have any questions about that stuff, that's totally fine. Feel free to ask me about it. These are up on Ko-fi. If you click on commissions, then they're all in there. And like I said, there's limited spots per season, just because I'm only going to have 4 spots for Displates, you know. But at the end of the day, I can buy my own Displates. I can get my own t-shirts. You know, I can react to whatever videos I want to. So none of this stops me from making these types of content or putting these things up there. They just, you know, they're fun opportunities. Lost says the saying would be, Lost Soul, the holy priest is the best. Yeah, I figured you were going to pull up that old rivalry. Lost, he does talk to, he's the Dolphin Whisperer. All right, so what's next? Where do we go from here? This is the best stock photo I have in the entire thing. So that's basically the end of what I wanted to tell you about the channel. So essentially, the streams are starting, live streams are starting. This was the first one to introduce you to the channel and the idea behind it. And guys, I'm really passionate about this project. I'm really excited about it. I really hope that you guys enjoy this. You like this idea. If you don't, then let me know. Like I said, everything is still up in the air in terms of what we can do here. If you're like, I can't believe you offered season rewards, like, I'm done. Like, I mean, let me know. I'm just going out on a limb trying the things that I think would be the best. I think it's a koala, although it looks like a koala to me. It could be a drop bear. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe that's something we'll do on a stream or a podcast. We'll talk about the difference between koalas and drop bears. So, like I said, everything's still up in the air. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you didn't like. Streams are starting this week. The next stream is going to be Thursday, 7:30 a.m. right here on the channel. Then we're going to have the Saturday stream, 7:30 a.m. right here on the channel, and Sunday at 6 p.m. So streams are starting. This is going to be consistent. Don't forget that September is free for everyone over on Ko-fi. So go check out the Ko-fi website, tune in this month, check out the daily meme, check out the podcast, check out everything that's going on over there. It's free to sign up for an account, and then you can just tune into the page and participate. Everything is going to be posted publicly available, so you'll be able to comment and interact on everything over there just by signing up for the free account. You're not going to have to pay anything in order to access anything. The first season is going to kick off in October. That's when you will need a membership for stuff. That's when, if we have any, reaction, t-shirt, display sort of supporters, that stuff will go into effect. All that starts in October. So be sure to check that stuff out. And that's all I got for you guys as far as the stream here goes today. I don't want to do anything extra because I got a roast that I want to go eat. And I need to go take care of some house chores and stuff like that. But you guys check out the Ko-fi. Join the Discord. Check the link in the description below for the Discord. I will be around this evening in Discord if you guys want to chat, if you want to talk. Rewatch the stream, go through, figure out if you had any questions. Tell me what you're excited about, what you're not excited about. Really, like I said, my one metric on this channel is just going to be engagement. How much are you guys commenting, talking in chat, being a part of the community? Are the memes hitting? Is the daily meme hitting? Are you guys enjoying those? That kind of stuff is going to be my metric. So I'm going to hang out here for just a minute at the end of the stream and just make sure nobody has any last minute questions or, things that they want to talk about or ask about. You guys can soak in and absorb, and then we'll call it good. So let's see. Aquaman eats chicken nuggets. Oh, yeah, I guess. Dolphin. Yeah, he's got to. He's got to protect the sea, right? He's the dolphin whisperer. So he's got to protect all of his sea friends. So he eats chicken nuggets. Makes sense to me, right? Tons of good stuff. Cool. I'm glad you guys are liking the general idea. Like I said, it's going to be an iterative process to figure everything out. But again, I tried to ask myself, how does this build the community? Even with the season thing, the season rewards, it's like, hey, how does this build the community? Well, if I got a shirt on, I could be like, hey, check out the shirt. Here it is. This person's sponsoring the channel. Go check it out on Ko-fi. Check out the things here. Here's artwork that so-and-so got, all that stuff. Again, my goal is to inject you guys into the streams, into the content. And even though the season thing is like a paid way to do that, through Ko-fi and everything else, we're going to be doing that on a regular basis without, it costing anything other than the $3 membership over there. So there's still going to be tons of stuff, game ideas, podcast ideas, all that. I really just want to be the voice that, is creating and producing the content, but you guys should be shining through and all that stuff as well. So roast. I don't know. Oh, you were thinking like a Comedy Central roast? Like I'm going to go roast someone? Let me go knock on my neighbor's door. Okay, it's time to roast you. Loving all this. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it here. I don't really have like any sort of signature sign-offs or anything like that. I don't think that's a big deal. I'm assuming most of you guys tuned in and you're subscribed and all that kind of good stuff. You're not going to be hearing that from me on most of the content here, the whole like and subscribe and everything, because as I mentioned before, that's not really an important analytic to me. What I'm going to look for is like, how many people do we have in chat? How many people do we have on live streams? Are people participating in the Ko-fi content? Stuff like that. I'm a little bit anxious because every time I tried to do something on Patreon on the previous channel, it felt like I was trying to put these ideas out there and then people were just kind of like, passing by. But I hope that with these ideas that I have now and just the general vibe of the channel and what it stands for, that you guys, will... that it'll be more conducive to getting people to participate and stuff. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Like I said, hit up the Discord, join the Discord, and I'll talk to you there. I will be around for quite a while. I'm on night shift, so I'm going to be up for several more hours, and I'll chat with you guys there. All right, everybody.